Hello everyone and welcome to another Movie Nights movie review. My name is Dalton and today I'm going to be talking about Gemini Man. This film is directed by Ang Lee and stars Will Smith, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Clive Owen is in there as well. This film is about a super awesome government assassin played by Will Smith, who, in a fight for his life, discovers that the program he used to work for has made a clone of himself, but a much younger version of himself. And going into this movie, that was sort of the big talk about it, was the de-aging technology they used to have old Will Smith fight younger Will Smith. Gotta say, the technology, groundbreaking. The movie, not so much. I will talk about the positives first, though. One of them being Will Smith, who has to give two separate performances in this film and does a great job with both of these characters. And as I said before, the de-aging technology is jaw-dropping. Like, you're watching it, and yeah, it takes your eyes like a second to adjust, but then the moment like it's staying on him, you're just like, oh my god, it looks like there was no work done. Like, it's insane. Like, the Marvel movies are really good at doing this, but this even surpasses that. Like, it looks insane. Also, this film has one incredibly choreographed action/chase sequence. I forget what country it's in, but it's in the trailer when one's riding a motorcycle on the street and one's like on this thin wall. You've seen it in the trailer. That whole entire sequence was incredible to watch. Also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead also gives a great performance. She's a really underrated actress, and it was nice to see her really, give her all in another film. But to be quite honest, that's where most of my good thoughts about this movie kind of end. And don't get me wrong, this movie isn't like particularly bad or anything. It's just unbelievably bland. This is especially disappointing with a director like Ang Lee, who has made some fantastic film, but even in the films that he made that aren't so good, the emotion and the drawing in of the audience was always there. And this film never drew me into it. First of all, the script is shockingly horrible. Like, conceptually there are a lot of great ideas, but none of them are really explored properly, fleshed out well, and just executed very poorly, especially the dialogue. Oh my god. Some of it was just, I could not believe that they were shooting on the script with the dialogue that was being used. And like, there were scenes that just felt straight up awkward just because of the script. And like, you're really trying to listen to these characters talk, but like, it's awkward. Like, there's no other way to describe the scene, and it's not supposed to be awkward. Like, it's not supposed to like make you feel awkward. It's supposed to be just a genuine scene, and it feels really awkward because of how bad the script was. Something else that this film utilizes is a high frame rate. For those of you who don't know, movies are usually shot and viewed at 24 frames per second. Well, this film was shot at a much higher frame rate, and well, I've read that it was shot at 120 frames per second, but the theater I was at, there's a certain 3D screening you can go to where they play it back at 60 rather than 24. So you're not really going to be able to see it displayed in 120, but you can watch it in 60. And there are some people who think that this technology is really great and awesome and it improves movies. I personally just can't stand it. I didn't want to fault the movie for that, and I have other legitimate complaints that aren't the high frame rate, but to me it just is nauseating and looks disgusting. However, though, when the camera is still, it's jaw-dropping the crisper resolution that you get. That I will say about it. But everything else, like I said, it just didn't feel or look right to me. But hey, there are a lot of people who enjoy how that looks and that sort of style that Ang Lee's also done before. But to be honest, I think Gemini Man's biggest problem for me is it has a lack of sense of urgency and a plot that really needs that sense of urgency to draw in the audience. The entire movie, they're explaining the stakes as to what's going on and the implications and what it can mean, but at no point did it feel real, or did it feel like I cared about it. I was kind of just watching events unfold without being genuinely curious as to how they were going to end up. It just felt like it didn't matter. And, drawing in an audience is not an easy thing to do, but when you have an action film like this, without that sense of urgency, without that want to have the main characters complete their mission, it really just comes across as boring and unnecessary. Overall, I'm going to give Gemini Man a C. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.